Philippines on a Plate is a food tour that will take customers back in time to experience the food of our ancestors. And to tell us more about this, we have in the studio Executive Chef Tanya Dizon. Good morning, Chef Tanya.
Good morning.
So how far back in time will you take us? So I'm thinking beyond Spanish and Chinese influence.
Yes, actually pre-colonial period.
Oh, right.
Yes.
So that means what kind of influences did we have then? What kind of food?
So before we used to do kinilaw. So that is our traditional, that is the history of our food. It's all soaked in vinegar to be cooked because there's no fire. We don't. So we start with the kinilaw period.
Okay. So it's raw, cooked in vinegar.
Yes, cooked in vinegar. And then for our food, we start off with the kinilaw. We have 3 kinds of kinilaw that we use.
All right.
So we start with the kinilaw sa calamansi, which is citrus.
Calamansi.
Yes.
Okay.
And then vinegar. And then the last is we use with coconut milk. So with all the spices already.
What's the meat that you use for that?
We use the kambing, which is goat.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the other one is, we call it the kinilaw na laman dagat, which is all kinds of, it's oyster, and so we just mix it all up there.
All right. So you actually, one of the advocacies of the group who started the Philippines on a Plate is to promote Philippine heritage foods. So does that mean this is exactly how our ancestors ate during that time?
Yes, yes. Actually, we use certain ingredients like wild boar, which was used before.
Yes.
So we use carabao meat. So we try not to use the modern ingredients.
Yes.
So we try to bring it back. Very, very traditional.
Okay, so how's the taste then compared to now? Like here in Manila, usually there's the sweeter taste, and somehow we're influenced by, of course, the more recent ones like American recipes. So what's it like? I mean, in general, if we go back, way back.
For our pre-colonial period, all our food are sour.
Okay.
Because of vinegar. We cook that way, and then we have our sinigang, which is we use santol or sometimes sampalok. That's what we use from before.
Now, usually when you talk about kambing, baboy damo, some people are fearful or parang they're hesitant to try it because baka may lasang
yes,
iba.
a certain
like gaminess. Is that what they call it?
Yes, it has a certain gaminess.
How do you...
We prepare it really, really long. So we take out the gaminess on it. So for the reservations, so we try to tell them that you advise at like 3 to 4 days. 3 to 4 days.
So how can one participate in this food tour?
Okay, they can call us in our 2 branches, which is in Valero or in Century City Mall, or they can check out our Facebook page, XO46 Bistro Filipino.
So do you have to be a part of a group, or you can just join a group if you'd like to be
yes,
part of this
actually
food tour?
We advise a group of 6 minimum. But if you're just 1 or 2 persons who wanted to join, you can tell us, and then we'll join you with another group. So we'll just advise you when we'll have the food tour.
How are you going to be serving these foods? I mean, and how many types of recipes are you going to be preparing for this food tour?
We're going to have 8-course degustation.
8 course?
Yes. So that starts from the appetizer to dessert.
Okay. And then you are also including, of course, the Chinese and the American influences as well.
And also we'll be serving cocktails.
So like history on a plate.
Yes, history on a plate, and with cocktails as well.
Cocktails?
Yes.
Is this also the tuba cocktails?
Yes, and the lambanog and everything. So whole Filipino.
And somebody will also be telling us about the history.
Yes, we do have a host. Most of the time it's Mr. Gabe Mercado or my boss, Andrew Masigan, will do the food tour.
Well, sounds exciting. I mean, something to try for a change, right?
Yes, yes.
Chef Tanya, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much also.
Thank you. That was Tanya Dizon there, the executive chef of the food tour, Philippines on a Plate.